Good evening and welcome to Gator's Garage, the home of all things historical and science fiction gaming in and around the great city of Savannah. This is your weekly, at least mostly, Mike and Randy show coming to you live from Fitzgerald, Georgia and Savannah, Georgia. Gotta love the glories of technology. Say hi to the folks, Mr. Randy.
Hi to the folks, Randy.
There we go. I love it. So before we get too deep in, y'all know the drill. But for those of you that are just tuning in, click the like button, subscribe, click the notification button. All that helps grow the channel, helps us add folks. We just topped 300 subscribers. Thank you very much. And so help us grow. Our next target is 500. So share with your friends, share to your game groups. Especially what we do with Bolt Action is definitely stuff that brings I feel, a pretty good amount of value to the hobby. So tonight, a little something different. Tournament news you need to know because there's about three big tournaments coming up in and around Georgia and Florida that we know about. So we thought we would pass the word on that. And then Randy's maybe reconsidering his position on the book Armies of Great Britain, and we'll be talking about that a little bit and looking at a sample army list that he's put together. I mean, you know, Randy, he's going to find some way to get the most out of his troops and cause all the mischief he can.
I can make cheese out of anything.
There we go. Well, you certainly bring the cheese and make everybody whine anyway, right? So the first tournament we want to talk about, and these guys really do a super job,
Yeah.
is the Moxie Summer Offensive. Now, Randy, you've been to play there. Tell us a little bit about it. Tell what kind of folks, what kind of
Yeah.
tournament. What's your opinion of it?
So yeah, these are some really good guys. And Patrick, he kind of got thrown into the role of TO after the guy that was running it. He left. He left town. He moved away. And he's done a great job.
Yeah,
Um, we've got great prize support. And if anybody hasn't seen them, this is the trophies that they've been doing now. This was the last time I was there. I got second, so I'm looking forward to getting the gold one.
yeah. That's I'm quite jealous of their trophies. That's pretty cool. I know last summer when we did our tournament, we did the doubles, Axis and Allies, and we kind of let that slide by. So
Yeah,
don't worry, Savannah will come up with something fun. Our next tournament will probably be, I'm thinking March, Randy, because we've got as we'll talk about, we've got September, October, November is going to be Thanksgiving. We'll tell you all a little bit about more about that. Definitely don't want to try anything in December, and so January Siege of Augusta. February will be Jacksonville Skirmish. So March, you can look to see us doing our usual awesome spring tournament over at a live church. But anyway, so Operation Moxie Summer Offensive.
yeah.
It is next Sunday. Is that right?
It'll be
Not this
next
coming,
Sunday. Yeah,
right?
so
24th.
2 weeks. Yeah, so basically, well, a week and a half. So
About a week and a half out. Yeah,
yeah,
and you can. I will throw a link to their Facebook page in the description down below. You can go on Facebook. They also are. They're actually taking registration through um,
best coast
West
pairing.
West Coast Pairings. There we go. I've got it up on my screen over here.
Yeah,
And so those are the two ways you can get registered. But like I say, if you're anywhere near Columbus, Georgia, couple 3 hours, it's going to be worth the drive. It's going to be fun. Great group of guys. Competitive but not crazy. I think you'll have a
yeah.
good time. And then right behind that in September, let me get this to pull up. There we go. We've got they're doing a combat patrol tournament, and that's everything I have on that. Randy, that's going to be a smaller tournament, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 700 or 750, and so there's no vehicles allowed whatsoever.
Wow.
So it has
Okay.
to be infantry, or you can take a heavy weapons platoon.
Okay.
Yeah,
I, and I got to tell you, and 750 is my baby. That is really, that's really where I prefer to play the game. Games go faster. Really like the idea of making it infantry only because infantry only. I can speak good English really, um, but I like the idea of kind of a nice limitation. Really see how well people do with just your basic grunts. No armor tricks there to save your bacon. Of course, and no. So can you take support platoons?
Yeah. So the only thing you can bring is the heavy weapons platoon. So
Okay, so you can
you can take a rifle platoon, and you can take a heavy weapons platoon.
have your medium mortar, you can have your medium machine guns.
Yeah.
Uh, can take your bazooka and Panzerschreck if you want to. Can take some Panzerfaust. They're great for digging people out of buildings. But
Yeah.
this is going to be an infantryman's war. Very cool. Um,
Hmm.
it wouldn't be one of my podcasts if I didn't bring up Squad Leader, right? So yeah, we did Girov's headquarters from the Deluxe ASL system this last Saturday. Last Sunday, me and Mike, local fellow here, Mike Dangren, and I picked it because it was a straight infantry fight, and in bolt action, 750 straight infantry. That's man, I don't think I'll be able to make that. Wish I could because that is really right up my alley. I love to put lots of little guys on the table, and I
Yeah.
think I think it speaks to Randy to there's more than one way to play bolt action.
Well, it
Yeah,
was it was really intended to be an infantry game, but unfortunately, we're seeing so much armor now. The way the army builds are, the structure that
right.
yeah,
Yeah. So I assume you're going to that one too.
possibly.
Yeah.
It is September. It's the week before Hurricon, so that is going to be a bit of a maybe. Actually, that may be the week of. When
You
is
know what?
Hurricon?
Hang on just a minute, and I'll tell you. So, but yeah, as I know, one of the discussions that's being had in the community with version 3 coming out, and it's really kind of how bolt action has grown up. It's turned into a heavily tournament game. It's focused heavily as far as its point system on tournament play, but you can also, especially around the house or with your small group, or even at a convention, you can still run the thing as a straight up, World War II game. Now, are there other games that are a little more? So Southern Front. Are there other games that are a little bit more detailed than Bolt Action? Sure, but BA remains a really good Beer and Pretzels game with a World War II theme. Southern Front is the 19th through the 21st, and then is that right?
Yeah,
No, I'm
yeah,
sorry. Yeah,
yeah. So Hurricon is 25th through the 28th, so it'll be the week
25th.
afterwards.
Right.
Um,
I'm scratching myself that I don't have Hurricon on that calendar, which is really weird. I'll have to make sure I put it on there because I'm going as a vendor.
yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, so yeah, so that's again, if you're not going to be at Southern Front or you're not going to be at Hurricon, go check out the guys at Moxie. They'll welcome you with warm, warm, warm hearts and hot dice.
Yeah.
Now, Randy, that's one tournament I don't have on here. I know we're running a tournament at um, Hurricon, aren't we? Somebody running a tournament there?
Patrick Bollinger will be running the tournament at Hurricon.
Let me check something there. I'll just share this with the folks.
One thing we've got that we haven't really talked about is the Axis and Allies tournament. When are we planning that?
That'll be our March tournament this year. We missed it. It'll be our March tournament in 26. We
Okay.
missed it in um, this year. Instead of doing the doubles tournament, we just did a big tournament. I think that was one where we had like 16 people.
Yeah.
So it's not like it was, everybody got to play bolt action. But that doubles tournament, the way we did it, Axis and Allies, it's really fantastic. There we go. Nope, that's ours. I don't see the Hurricane tournament up. There's a Flames of War tournament. I'm in the
Yeah.
HMGS South group, and I've got nada.
Have you looked under events?
Yeah,
Try the
yeah.
Florida bolt action. I want to say
can't believe we forgot about that one.
Could have sworn they had that on their events.
Nothing. Our tournaments are in the Florida group. There's another one too. There's the Florida Bolt Action Association, and then there's Florida and Warlord Games.
Yeah, that's the one I thought he had it in there. Yeah, it's in that one, the Florida Bolt Action and Warlord Games.
There it is. He's got a. So yeah, I'm just going to share this over, okay? And this way it'll be
Yeah.
part of the record. So Friday, September 26th is a
Yep.
combat patrol tournament, and this is
Yep.
going to be at the Holiday Inn Resort in Kissimmee. Don't kiss me, don't kiss me, kiss somebody else. My wife will get jealous. Oh, come on, guys. I got to be able to do some dad jokes.
Bad jokes.
Bad dad jokes, yeah.
Let's see. All right, what is the combat one? No artillery or armored platoons allowed. Transport units are allowed.
Oh man,
So-
that's gonna make
Yeah.
half tracks fun.
So you know what's coming, right? My LVT
Oh
with
Lord.
with auto cannons. Doom, doom, doom.
Oh my gosh. Well, I was thinking kangaroos.
No, because basically the LVT is a tank once you arm it with the autocannon.
Yeah. There's a little. Are you really going to game that and do that? You're going to be a hater like that?
Yeah.
Well, it is only 750-point tournament, so you'll pay for it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're restricting the rest of your force if you do that.
Right.
Of course, what I could do is just bring all SAS. I could bring like 40 SAS guys.
See, that's what I would want to do. Piles and piles and piles of.
Matter of fact, that's my thing for this weekend is to finish painting my extra SAS guys that I put together.
Fantastic. So,
Yeah.
why are you looking at running SAS?
Okay, so of course, I was kind of down on the book, but I had a game this past weekend. I played 2 games actually against Patrick Tadlock.
Okay.
And I ran this SAS list. You want me to just pop that up there?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Let's see. It should
And then we'll come back to the tournaments.
Why won't it? It won't let me. Oh, there. No.
Let me see if I can help.
It should say. Oh, there you go. Okay, you got it. I'll make my screen bigger here. So like I say here, I got the company commander that I always run, and that seemed to work really good. The armored platoon comes first here because I had started out with armor and I wanted to see how many points I had left over for the rest of it. And I have the guy lizard transport. It's a fully enclosed transport.
What a weird name.
Yeah, and so it's in the command slot for the armored platoon because it is a command vehicle, and I get that free, so I don't have to spend 10 points on one of my tanks to make it a command vehicle.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was a little bit of a point savings, even though I'm going to use it in the infantry platoon. And well, let's go over the list, and I'll tell you how the games went. So then we got Stuart, and I've got 2 Humber. So what I found with the Humbers is you need to run 2.
Okay.
If you just run 1, they're just meh. They don't ever do anything. But if you
Right.
run two, you can really pincer move on enemy armor. You know, they have to choose to go after one or the other, and if they do, then they're exposing the rear to one of them.
Right.
They worked really well.
Well, and that light anti-tank gun is nothing to sneeze at if you're hitting the backside of a car
You mean the
or
autocannon?
backside of a vehicle. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually knocked out a T-34 with one.
Okay, that's pretty darn awesome.
Yeah, I hit it right in the side.
I bet he was happy about that.
Yeah. Let's see. And then heavy weapons platoon. I'm really loving my heavy weapons. Um, I had medium mortar and I had a heavy mortar, and
Wow.
the heavy mortar is just awesome.
Really?
Uh,
What,
yeah.
what
Oh,
makes it so often? Awesome 3-inch HE?
well, the 3-inch HE
Right.
plus three penetration. So if you hit a vehicle, a tank or something, it really does something to them because you're got a plus four penetration because you're
Plus
hitting on
four?
top armor. Yeah, because you're hitting
Got
on
it.
top armor.
Okay. Right. I was
Yeah.
going to ask you about that. So,
Plus, you go to D3 pins instead of D2 pins, so that
we,
helps. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
um, and the range matters because I actually shot at something with my medium mortar that was out of 60 inches.
Oh,
And
no.
you don't have that. Yeah, yeah. That was. I almost moved it, and I just tried to shoot first, and then it was like, okay.
It's like,
Yeah.
so long, good to know you.
The other thing too is with you hit somebody with a medium mortar, they're less
Right.
likely to go down
Yeah.
because it's 2-inch HE. I'll get two or three guys, no big deal. But you hit
Right.
somebody with a heavy mortar, 3-inch HE, you're going to get most of the squad. So they're more likely to just go down to half the
Right.
hits.
And I think, I'd been playing bolt action for years when it occurred to me that most games are 6 to 7 turns.
Yeah,
So, if you take a squad down, one flavor or another, it's out of 17% of the game,
yeah,
So anything you can do to slow a fella down, that's what it's saying in their paperwork. There's not a lot of time to do things.
yeah. Plus, if you hit them, let's say they go down and you get a hit, you
Hmm.
get three pins on them. Well, now if they don't stay down at the end of the turn, they're going to be having three pins the next turn. It's like, are they going to activate? So they might stay down for another round. Plus, you're going to hit them again because you're already zeroed in on them.
Oh my gosh.
I know in version two, I think I started out with heavy mortars. I was like medium mortars, like, I don't want a medium mortar. It don't do anything. And
Oh
and
my
I used to run heavy mortars, and they were just terrifying. But I kind of like the medium mortars too because it 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 has a different. You can go after smaller stuff like artillery pieces, and it matters to them a lot. You know,
Sure.
full size
Sorry,
squad. What happened to my
sorry about that.
what you do there, Mike?
Fiddling in the background. Sorry, folks. Here we go.
Fiddling. Okay.
Fiddling, fiddling. Okay.
All right. And then of course, wait a minute. So it wouldn't be my list if it didn't have a light mortar in it.
So why do you like the light
Unfortunately,
mortar so much?
move and shoot.
Right.
Um, and basically anything that doesn't want to move, it's a terror to it.
Yes.
Even an artillery piece. You got a 3-man artillery piece, and you hit them. That's two guys. They're
Yeah.
taking a pin or two, and then the last guy, he's already at a permanent -1. Um, even a big artillery piece, a couple hit once you zero in, and they're not moving. And if you make an artillery piece move, it's out of the game. By the time they move and relocate, they've lost a couple turns.
There you go.
So it's a
Yeah.
win. A 21-point unit can really harass the heck out of stuff.
Yeah, could you take it? You, is it green?
Oh, huh?
Yeah, inexperienced, of course.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No sense in spending any more points because
Oh,
if they get shot at, you basically go down with them,
okay,
and you just try to survive at that point.
right.
Um, boys anti-tank rifle team.
Yeah,
Took, I took it veteran
yep.
because it tends to get shot at, and it's something that can really do stuff. So I wanted to. So one thing, if I can squeeze 2 points out of, I want to make this thing guards for the new
Oh
rules
my. Okay. What's guards do?
because okay, so guards, when you pass an order test, you remove 2 pins instead of one. And because of the increased morale bonus of officers now for British, they're going to pass their order test every time. So
Wow.
that means they're losing 2 pins. So if they're pinned down, you know, 2 pins gone, they're probably shooting without a pin anymore, which is
Wow.
huge. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Again, it's a six-sided die, so a plus
Yeah.
one or a minus one, that's a 17% shift either way. Makes a huge difference.
Yeah. Piat in a Jeep. Um, so this was absolutely amazing. If you, yeah, I like it. It's only 40 points. It's cheaper than a bazooka, and you got to get it point blank anyway. So range really doesn't matter. And yeah,
Cool. Well,
uh,
British can't take bazookas anyway, can they?
no. Well, see now, back in version 2, the SAS had a weapons team that could take a bazooka.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we didn't get that. So I was kind of hoping for that, but
Sure.
oh well. Yeah. Um,
Well,
but
and this has been.
I'll say,
Go ahead.
uh, I would rather save the 20 points,
Okay.
um, and then use it this way. You're going to spend it on the Jeep, but you're getting another unit too. So
Hmm.
um, when you can
Most
hit on a
important,
three,
most importantly, you're getting another order die. That that
yeah,
that that meta has remains constant right across all the versions.
and it really showed itself this past weekend too.
Okay.
Um,
So what'd you do?
so
Did you go up to Columbus and play two games on one day, or did you
yeah,
go up two
yeah.
days in a row? Okay.
No, I played. I think I got there at noon and played 2 games.
Wow.
Yeah. So here's the core of the army, so to speak. Inexperienced lieutenant. He has a rifle. I didn't give him a pistol.
Oh wow. Oh no, really?
Yeah.
Poor, that
um,
man's gonna get himself killed.
yeah. So, and I got a little story to tell about that too. So the SAS, I got 2 squads of 8 men, which is max you can take anyway.
Okay.
Um, all rifles. So I don't equip my if I've had well, they're tough fighters, so I don't need to give them submachine guns to make them tough fighter, and I'm not going to give them any other gear because they're going in to get chewed up anyway. Why would I spend points on machine guns and such just to have them turn up casualties? Um,
Okay.
but these guys are fanatics. They're fanatic to the last man, unlike the Japanese. The Japanese, if you go down to a single man, they have to take a morale check.
Right.
SAS do not. No matter
Nice.
what, they just don't. They don't take a morale check. So, and that proved key because I held an objective with one guy that he couldn't kill.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah. The that is the thing is all of these infantry units are useful for capturing objectives, and so
yeah,
you really, you know, and I see you got your artillery observer, but I know your ATR team, your PIAT team, they can slide in and capture an objective quick, before your opponent knows what's going on. Now, refresh me. Why are these SAS guys carrying both pistols and rifles?
okay. So SAS get pistols. Um, it's not something that's even costed in. So that's just the way SAS are. They carry pistols and rifles.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, and then so moving on to the artillery observer. So this is a commando artillery observer, which allows me to increase the size to 8 men. And then you're also able to upgrade to SAS. The only difference is they don't get pistols in this configuration, but I have a 8 man assault unit that can uh, deploy anywhere on the board, and they have infiltrator, and they can call in a bombardment.
Nice.
And with the new rules, British are only getting uh, one bombardment now, but they get to roll twice to see if it comes in. And both times, both games, I rolled like a 2 and a 4 and a 1 and a 4. So the double roll mattered as far as it coming
Right.
in. Yeah. And there is a
See, I
priest
would have, I would
kangaroo.
have, I would have rolled, I would have rolled double ones.
I did that 2 weeks ago.
Ooh, ooh.
I was playing Dwayne Mann, and I had just a straight commando. They weren't upgraded to SAS,
Right.
and I rolled Snake Eyes.
Uh,
So yeah, it can be
how about
done.
how about I rolled boxcars 3 times in a row Sunday. 3 times in a row rolled 12, and
I
it
heard
was
that.
do what?
Um, I heard that it was a game. I think it was in our discussion over the with Bo and it, where a guy was he was playing another guy and he was beating him fairly bad, and then he rolled 3 foo bars in a row,
Oh
and
wow.
the game flipped on that, and he ended up
Yep.
losing the game.
Yeah. Yeah. It almost cost me the game. I lost all of my. I think I lost all my heavy machine guns to 12s, and so the,
Yeah.
the the Germans were on me like ugly on an ape. So
Mm.
like, oh my gosh. So there we go. Hey, it's a Roo, and
Yes,
it's
a
a
Roo.
okay.
I loved it. And so I think was that the second game? Yeah. Um, so in the second game, he was flanking me with one of his T-34s, and he'd come up through some terrain that it was impassable, like wood piles in the building. And I just pushed this thing right up in its face. I mean, I just drove it straight in front of it and blocked it. And
Huh.
he shot it in the side and rolled a 1 on damage.
Oh my gosh.
And so his tank, I mean, if he has to back up, he's going to have to back up 4.5, 4.5, 4.5 before he can even make a turn, and then come in.
Wow.
So I basically shut him down for the rest of the game right there.
Oh my goodness. That was
Yeah.
slick, Randy.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well, and he was zooming in on my officer,
Hmm.
who was behind the building there, and I was like, well, I got to save the officer because he gets shot, he's dead, and I don't care about the transport. I just pushed it up there. Um,
Oh man.
and so the the guy lizard trucks. Both these pushed up my SAS, the regular squads, and then of course the company commander rode in this. Of course, I jumped him out before I pushed that up into the
Oh yeah.
tank because I didn't want to get blown up with him in it.
Can you
Um,
imagine? Can you imagine a real life crew? You want us to do what? T-34. Really?
T-34, yeah,
How about the
yeah, I'm
bomb?
doing that, but I'm jumping out as soon as we park. As soon as I put this thing in park, I'm running.
It's about right. And
uh,
that's the whole thing. It was a lose lose for him
oh yeah,
because if he kills it, okay, there's a
it,
wreck there, and
it's
there's no
still
provision.
impassable.
Yeah, there's no provision in bolt action for tanks moving wrecks out of the
Yeah,
way. They're impassable.
yep,
So,
absolutely.
gosh, that was evil, Randy. Just saying.
Well, and so
I like
I
it.
think it was in the
All
first
right.
game. I had SAS in the Guy Lizard. I managed to get those blown
Mm-hmm.
up both games.
Ooh,
But the thing I'll say about those, they did their job. They pushed the guys up. They got blown up, but they are so huge. They're tall and they're
right,
long
right.
that they provided hard cover for my guys the whole time. And I think in the first game, he had pushed his T-34 up the road straight at me. And
Okay.
so toward the end of the turn, I pushed. I'm on the road, so I can move more than 12. And I
Yeah,
moved the lizard up. I mean, just nose to nose with it,
yeah.
as close as I could get it. And the guys jump out and they run off towards one of the objectives. And then behind that, I had a Jeep with a Piat. And so the Piat drove around the lizard. The Piat team jumps out, side shots the T-34 and blows it up.
Nice,
Yeah. So
nice.
the first game we had was called Red Herring. So we had three objectives total. One of them was a fake objective, and it was written down secretly which one was fake and which two
Nice.
were real. So I managed to. We actually drew on the objectives. I I captured one of his fake ones, and I got one of his other ones, and then he got one of mine. So he actually assaulted my mortar team to get the one objective. Um, the whole weekend I forgot about fixed bayonets.
Oh
So
wow.
I showed myself extra swings through the whole tournament. Well, not tournament, but the two games. Um, but the SAS were just, I mean, they were winning fights because they're fanatics and they keep fighting. There was like close combat would go a couple rounds, and I lost a couple, but I think I ended up winning like five and lost
Wow.
two. Um, and maybe if I hadn't forgot about that rule, I wouldn't have lost any. The
Sure.
SAS are really good. I want to say they might even be better than Gurkhas at close combat.
No.
Yeah,
Saying that.
really.
So actually, if you read who had Valentine books, and if I don't know, we were going to talk about SAS how to grab it, but they have a book. So Valentine books, right after World War II in the '60s, did a series of small softbacks uh, about the different campaigns, weapons, units, and the training that the commandos went through. There's a book called Commando, and
Yeah,
it talks about the training that the commando, including the SAS, went through, and it was brutal.
yeah. I can imagine.
It was truly the best of the best of the best, sir. I mean, wow, just amazing the training they went through. So yeah, I can see where they give Gurkhas, even in real life, give Gurkhas a pretty good run
Well,
for the.
and all the assaults. He had 10-man veteran squads with SMGs and light machine guns.
Okay,
So they weren't easy kills.
no,
There was one squad that was regular with an LMG,
yeah,
but the veteran squads, they were all equipped with SMGs and an LMG.
okay,
I mean, they were kitted up.
yeah. Well, and I can see where you would do that. I've ran Soviets before, and you want that LMG to give you some reach out firepower, even if
Mhm.
your rest of your squads are subbies, and maybe even especially if they're subbies. You want that
Yeah,
LMG to be able to at least provide some support and some reach out.
yeah.
Uh,
So the first game, I ended up winning because I had killed like 11 of his 13 dice,
okay.
and he killed like five or six of mine. Um,
Wow.
but
Wow. Bloody
turn
game.
one. Okay, turn one, Mike. You're gonna relate to this. And believe it or not, it wasn't my light mortar. Both my medium and my heavy mortar, I rolled a six on the first
Oh,
strike, and yeah, I did
I
some
can
damage.
relate. I can relate. I've been on the receiving end of your fortuitous sixes. You've got
Yeah,
that's one thing that makes you such a dangerous player. Is you have better than average dice luck on
yeah,
top of having really good tactics.
yeah. And
Wow.
it seems to be just the mortars. Other shooting, I don't have that kind of luck, but the mortars just seem to hit all the time. I don't know why.
I have a dead armored car that begs to differ.
Well, that was an aberration, but
It was an abomination. All right,
yeah.
fantastic. Well, let's get back to talking
So,
about. So have
so
you revised your opinion of the armies of Great Britain book then a little more favorable?
yeah, actually, there's some things in there, and I haven't even really started to explore like the guards and
Yeah.
uh, using the guards for teams, but just even well, okay. So to finish that topic off, the second game we played hold until relieved, which I won that one, mainly because of the SAS. They got on it first, and they just wouldn't go away. But
Right.
one thing I changed out my list was I played that 3.7 anti-aircraft gun.
That thing's
And
nasty.
so I wanted to highlight that because I thought it was going to be really good, but it has a serious liability because it takes a pin every time you fire it. My initial thought was, okay, I'm going to place an officer there. He's going to buff it. The pin's going to go away. He's going to shoot.
Right.
But he shot at it. And once he puts an extra pin on it, you're always going to have that pin because you can't make the artillery piece guards, so you can't shed two pins. So because I'm always shooting with a pin now, all of a sudden I'm hitting on fours, uh, or if I'm shooting at infantry, I'm hitting on a five,
Hmm.
and it just it just underperformed massively. For 100 points, it was disappointing.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and once they start ranging in with a mortar, at first he was shooting at it with the tank. He actually would fire the whole machine gun at it and then shoot his gun at my Stewart. So yeah, okay, Fubar. It was late in the game. My Stewart had pushed up to the center objective on hold until relieved, and it had turned slightly to try to hold that objective. T-34 shot it in the side, didn't damage it. He rolled a one on damage.
Wow.
Very next
Again.
shot, I get my dice. Okay, I'm going to shoot you with my anti-aircraft gun. It's got two pins. I roll a Fubar.
Uh,
He
uh,
shoots at the back of my Stewart and misses. That was the luckiest Stewart. He survived the whole game. I don't know how it didn't get blown up.
wow. That is
And the T-34
hilarious.
was point blank, Mike. The T-34 hit my Stewart in the side, point blank,
Point blank and rolled
was
a one for bad.
vulnerable, and he rolls a one on the damage. Can't.
Oh my gosh.
He
Oh my
tried
gosh.
everything.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
if he'd have done that, he might have been able to because he could have killed off my SAS. He could have concentrated on them and getting them
Yeah.
off there. But with the tank still there, you have to get everything off of there, and you couldn't do it.
I just noticed that you made your Guy Lizard truck the HQ for your armored platoon.
Yeah, yeah, that
That
saves
is
me 10 points because
that is
it's baked
just
in.
wrong.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's using it to save me 10 points. Now on the downside, if I wanted to outflank with my Stewart, I don't have the bonus for it coming on the table, but
That's pretty funny. Pretty funny.
And of course, if I wanted to outflank with this truck, I could put SAS in it and outflank with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Good list. Looks solid.
Yeah.
Hey, do me a favor and email this one to me, and I'll throw it in my. I'll throw it on my Patreon. I'm trying to gather as we do army lists. I'm trying to kind of build a library there over on my Patreon that folks can if they'll pay to join the Patreon, they get access to all these army lists and all my cool
Yeah.
60 pictures.
I
So
think this is what I'm going to take to um,
Moxie.
Moxie. Yeah. One thing I might do is I've got one extra point here, and I can probably pull a point off of one of my officers to make either the Piat or the anti-tank rifle of guards,
There you
which
go.
will get me, where I can shed two pins off of it when it
Okay.
shoots.
Yeah, probably not sure which one of those two would be more valuable. I mean, the Piat I think is more points.
Yeah, but
So
it's still 2 points. The guards are
right,
just 1 point per man.
right. Well, what I'm saying is, if you're going to spend the points, what's going to give you the best bang for your buck? Points wise, the Piot's 40, so 42. And the
Hmm.
ATR is 33, and that's as far as straight points. Now, you and I both know that what makes that ATR nice is it can reach all the way across the table with somebody. So
Yeah,
that's what, yeah, good luck weighing that. Honestly, I think I go with the ATR. I think.
yeah, because the Piat team's going to be pretty exposed once it's out to shoot,
Yep,
and it'll probably well. As a matter of fact, after I blew up the T-34, it got hosed down immediately. I
sure.
mean, it was out in the open the beginning of next turn. He just shot it.
Yeah, yeah, and they're
Yeah,
regular, so they're dying
yeah.
pretty quick. All right, great, Andy. Randy, and do I know you really? But great, Randy.
Or
That's great. Yeah, always good going over your army list. I might see if I can't get a game in this weekend with a couple. There's a couple guys in town that are just about always looking for a game. I might see if I can't get a 750-point game in, and then we can review my army list next week.
yeah,
So I might even do what I might do is the old gentleman's war set, which is only about 450. We'll see.
yeah,
All right, very cool. All right, let's get back to looking at these tournaments here. So we
yeah,
looked at the Operation Moxie Summer Offensive,
yeah.
and then we looked at their Combat Patrol tournament. And again, I'm a little jealous because these are actual Osprey prints. I'm just real curious as to how he's putting his hands on those. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
they're good.
yeah. And then the next one I'm actually going to be running at Fall Offensive. It's going to be the Fall Offensive Bolt Action Tournament. I haven't done the art or anything yet for it. It's TBA. And that's going to be in October. It's going to be October 18th, and I'm still getting the times nailed down. Um, Randy and I actually, as part of our show tonight, we were kind of going to pull the curtain back and give you guys kind of a hint of what we do when we're putting tournaments together. What we can tell you for sure is it's going to be 1,000 points, 18 dice cap, room for 12 players, and you can build your list from the rule book or from the army book, but you can't mix and match. That's pretty much how I prefer to run my tournaments. I like to keep the game open for people to play with whatever forces they have. But that will mean that I will check the list quick, close, and if you're playing a British player, make sure you know what list they're running. And then and our players are pretty, they're real good about that. So gonna have a full range of prize support. Warlord always looks out for me. War Games Atlantic always looks out for me. I think I'm going to even reach out to Rubicon and say, hey, can you guys spot me a couple kits? The store is going to throw some prize support in as well. So anybody that's been to any of my tournaments knows that everybody walks away with something. So that's the bare bones of what we're going to be doing. We'll get the details ironed out in the next couple of weeks and to get registration open. Going to do like we did for the one in Savannah, and I'll have people uh, email their list to Pulaski's Guard at Gmail so that I can keep up with everything. I don't want to fiddle with Best Coast pairings. No, thank you. I don't need one more piece of software to keep up with. So again, we and Randy kind of jumped around a little bit, but Armies of Great Britain just came out. Got the figure. It's pretty cool. So we were all laughing too because the German book came out, and I think they had a sniper. So this guy's got a light machine gun. And then the special figure for this month is Audie Murphy, who also has a light machine gun. So I don't know if they're going to errata letting officers carry light machine guns because it wasn't unheard of for an officer to have one. And I told Randy, I said, to be honest, if somebody wanted to use this figure, I'd say they either use it in a squad or use it as this character. And because it's a special character, you treat him as an officer and just pay the 15 points for the LMG upgrade. Now, I think if you fire an LMG as a single man unit, though, you get a +1 to hit. I think I'd have to look at that, or you lose a
Yeah,
die.
there's a penalty to hitting. Yeah,
Yep. So there you go. Like I said, after in between here and Fall Offensive, you got Bolt Action tournament at Hurricon, September
yeah,
26th, put on by Patrick Ballinger, who is just a great TO. He's actually a raider for Warlord.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just always puts on a good show. And is just a great guy. Can't encourage you enough. And Gator Games will be, of course, supporting that effort as well. And then they're going to have a full size tournament, 1250 points. You can find all the Moxie stuff, pretty much all these tournaments you can find on Facebook. The Moxie tournaments are on Best Coast Pairings. If you got questions, you're always welcome to certainly anything that I'm involved in. The Fall Offensive, you can email me at the Gator Games wayx at gmail.com. If you try to get a hold of Patrick, I'm sure he's not that hard to get a hold of, but I don't mind getting an email from you and saying, "Hey, Patrick." I know there are folks that are not on Facebook, on social media. They're a lot of folks actually are on Discord, which is kind of interesting. But
Mhm.
your interface for the Hurricon tournament is definitely going to be generally via Facebook or probably via email to Patrick Ballinger. And if anybody wants his email address, I can help you try and put your hands on that.
Yeah.
So there you go. Uh, Randy and I am prepping for this. We talked about tournaments, talked about the tournament that I'm going to be running. I can't say enough about Randy as an assistant TO because he's always good to keep me moving. All right, Mr. Randy, what else you got for the folks before we wrap them up?
Um, let's see. Um, I want to say there was a couple of things that I don't know if anybody touched on in the British book, but let me look here. So the engineer squads,
Yeah.
um, they they now have a flamethrower, which I don't know why didn't get a flamethrower in the core book, but
Because
now
I
you
mean,
can take a flamethrower.
combat engineers never ever use flamethrowers ever, right?
Yeah.
That's the
Oh
other
what?
day.
Yeah. So that's kind of good. I've got a couple British flamethrower guys, and I may toy around with an engineer barbecue list for the
Yeah,
British. Um, and something else, get your thoughts on is it's called the Air Landing Squad, Mike,
yeah,
and it's a 4-man squad. Well, you can build it up to, with extra guys, but starts out at 4,
right.
and they can take an LMG. So
Nice.
if you wanted to load up with LMGs, you could bring 4-man squads with LMGs, and it's
Wow,
quite a bit of power.
that that really is. I like it. I like it a lot. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's really cool. That was you saying that triggered something. I'm triggered. No. Um, yeah, extra LMGs are always good. Oh, I know what it was. I still don't have my copy of the Armies of Great Britain book. Definitely gonna have to put my hands on that. But it definitely tease.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mike
So
was good enough to get mine to me very speedily,
yeah, well, customers come first. Gotta get them squared away. But
despite the fact that the U.S. Postal Service decided to send it from his house down to Florida, over to Tallahassee, back up to Georgia, and then it sat at the I think it was sat in the Tallahassee place because so quick story. Uh, I think it showed up like Thursday night, Mike, in
oh
Tallahassee,
wow,
and so I'm okay. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it Saturday or Friday maybe, and I kept checking, and it hadn't moved, and I'm like, oh no, don't tell me they lost it or something. All the way through Sunday, it hadn't moved, and so I think Tuesday I ended up getting it. Went up to the
wow,
post office. And so I asked the guy, I was like, I don't understand why it was stuck there so long. And he said, well, what happens is that the semi will get full and it they'll just set it off to the side. They won't bring another truck. So it'll have to wait for the next run before they'll load it on another truck. Yeah. So, oh well.
wow, wow.
Yeah. So, and I was itching because me and Bo were going to do a a video on it Saturday, and
Right.
couldn't do it. So ended up getting it done Tuesday.
Yeah, that was a good video, and that's over on Randy's channel,
Yeah,
Bolt Action 1944. And I haven't, I've been, I've just been busy, brother. I'm going to actually get that shared over to the Gator Games page, and I think I can share it on the Gator Games YouTube as well. And I'm going to put it on my Reddit because that was a really good breakdown that you and Bo did. I thought that was fantastic.
yeah,
I don't think while we're talking Army books, Randy and I did a good look at the Soviets last week. As a matter of fact,
mhm.
Randy, I still have all that information that I doodled down about the Soviet paratroops, and I'm going to write an article about that just because it's cool. Everybody talks about the American and the British paratroops, but Soviet paratroops did quite a bit of work too. And like all the other paratroops of all the other nations, often found themselves fighting as elite infantry as opposed to being airdropped. But
Oh yeah. So
yeah,
one other thing too was on the British book is the Chindits.
yeah,
Um, Back in version 2, I ran the Chindits because they got a fire and maneuver with the light machine gun, which is
yeah,
unheard of. And
yes.
I was really bummed out that they took it away from them in
Hmm.
version 3. Um, I guess mainly because they took it away from the Americans, so they couldn't give it to the British, obviously.
Well, the
Um,
Americans never had it. For the Americans, uh, it was always rifle and BAR. The light
well, yeah,
machine gun could fire and
so,
maneuver.
yeah. So back in version 2, the Americans didn't pay for movement with their rifles and BARs,
Right.
and and so they took that in version 3 because it was too overpowering. Instead, they gave them extra shots.
Yeah.
So they couldn't very well give the Chindits, you know, being able to move with a light machine gun.
Yeah. I can I can kind of
But
see that.
one thing that is good is they have fieldcraft now, and so as a veteran unit, and you combine that with the fixed bayonets rule, where so you could take a 10-man Chindit squad that'll get 13 swings, um, and they can run through rough ground, which means that the defender does not get the they can't swing first. They don't get that defensive bonus because
Right.
they're running through rough ground like it's nothing. So it'll be always be simultaneous. 13 swings. The
Now,
only downside is that they can't take tough fighters
why are they getting
unless they
13? I see your friend there. Why are they getting 13
yeah.
swings on a 10-man unit?
So fixed bayonets, every third man gets an extra swing.
Got it. Okay.
It's kind
I
of like the
missed
old toughest boots rule.
that. Right.
Um, so yeah, so you get that's a lot of swings from a veteran unit.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is. Well, now it's a lot of swings, but actually they're scoring hits on you based on the quality of your troops.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you're going to be a little more survivable if you're a veteran, if you're a veteran unit. But straight up, statistically, the Chindits are going to win most of the fights. The British with the fixed bayonets are going to win, should win fights against units with the same or fewer troops. So yeah,
yeah.
that's going to be
So
fantastic.
Bo was saying that in order to do an assault successfully, reliably, you need to assault 2 levels down, and so that's either like veterancy or and numbers. So you want to have a lead on veterancy and more guys.
Okay. So you don't really want veterans assaulting veterans. You'd want veterans assaulting regular or ideally even inexperienced.
Inexperienced, yeah.
All right.
However, if you're SAS, it almost doesn't matter
Yeah.
because eventually somebody's gonna lose a roll. Let's say you go 3 rounds. Um, they're going to be one round where they tank a roll and you come out on top and it's
Yep.
over.
Yep.
Although ideally you still want to assault down 1 level with SAS.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it. Okay. Very good. All right. I think we have, and like I was saying before we segued, I have not seen any additional news on armies of the Soviet Union. Folks are
Yeah.
welcome to
Maybe next
correct me
week
on
we'll have
that.
something.
Well, of course, and the big elephant in the room, of course, is Conflict 47, which is coming down very fast. If you like bolt action and you like sci-fi, um, Conflict 47 is worth taking a look at. Now they've showcased it predominantly with your Conflict 47 troops, but I have seen some pictures with Conflict 47 troops mixed in with regular troops. So maybe that would be nice. Let me see here. Yeah, we got the Soviet Special Rules on August 6th. Got the introduction. So I think we've gone through both of those. Yeah, because
Yeah.
we reviewed the special rules last time. So, and I think
Yeah.
this week they did Conflict 47 is the big article. All right, so the Soviets are coming. They're going to be interesting. I know looking at the special rules, Randy and I were like, maybe I'm feeling the need to build the Russian horde. So that could be
Yeah.
fun. So, all right, very good. All right, that is everything I have for the evening. I think this is Randy's third interview of the week, Mister
Yeah.
Mister
It's been a
Mister
busy
YouTube
week.
Mister YouTube star. I also understand. Never mind. I'll be good.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
We'll
that one
do it.
offline. Right. don't
Okay.
want to get don't want to get you in trouble. Don't want to get me in trouble either. But folks, thank you if you stay with
Yeah.
us this long. Thank you a lot. Oh yeah, one other thing, and I forgot to mention. Hang on, I got another picture to show you guys. Should have grabbed this
Ah.
ready when we were setting up. But most days I see myself coming and going. It's like between watching the kids and running the shop and doing some consulting work, I am pretty stretched. But we do have going on here at Gators Games and Books our back to school sale. It's going to be 10% off all
Ah.
orders over $75. Use the code BTS 2025, and I'm running that through 25th of August. And if you want to get free postage, sign up for our newsletter. So you can even so we're doing everything we can to help everybody's dollar stretch. And if you and by the way, our special runs for in stock pre-orders, special orders. If it's over $75, I'm going to give you 10% off. And normally we run 15% off MSRP, 10 to 15% off MSRP on most of our stuff anyway. So there you go. A little something to help take away some of the sting of back to school. Put that in a good spot too. It's right at the end. All
Yeah.
right. Well, that is everything I have, and that is everything Randy has. And I think we have solved all the bolt action. Whoa, there we go. I think we've solved all the bolt action questions and problems, at least for this week. We'll find some new ones next week.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening, folks, and y'all have a good night.
Good night.